Is moving by His Spirit, moving in all the earth. Signs and wonders when you're moving. I am by His Spirit, moving in all the earth. Signs and wonders when you were moved, move, oh Yahuwah, in me. My highest praise to Yahuwah Elohim Most High for His mercy, for His goodness, and for His leading. 6 days have now ended since Yahuwah's creation Sabbath of the 3rd quarter of the moon of the 5th biblical lunar month, Ab 22nd, 6008. And it is at this time Yahuwah require that we sing unto Him our strength and make a joyful shout unto the Elohim of Jacob. It is at this time Yahuwah command that the sweet sounding lyre, the music and the harp should be played by those who worship Him, and the trumpet and the shofar, ram's horn should be blown in the new moon at the time appointed. The trumpet is and the shofar is to be blown at the full moon, the day of the solemn feast. For it is a statute to Israel and the law to the Father, to the Elohim of Jacob. And so this evening I am on the street, as my custom have become, similar to that of Yahushua HaMashiach, who, as his custom was, went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and teach the people. And this evening, I am here to declare to the world that Saturday is not Yahuwah's Sabbath as we were taught. I am here to declare that it was Constantine of Rome who removed Yahuwah's Sabbath from the cycle of the moon and from the 4 phases of the moon. Yahuwah in his words promise that he will not cause, he would not do anything without first revealing it to his prophets. And I am here to remind us that when we make a covenant with Yahuwah, we are to respect that covenant. And I have made a covenant to acknowledge your Sabbath regardless of the weather. And so, as we can see, it is all cloudy. And of course, we had rain. But I am here this evening to let us know that this is the 4th and last creation Sabbath, which falls on Saturday on Rome's Gregorian calendar. And so, for the month of Ab, we have your Sabbath started on the 8th of Ab, which was the 17th of July on Rome's Gregorian calendar, and it will end, and it will end, this is the last Sabbath, which is the 29th of Ab, which is the 7th of August on Rome's Gregorian calendar. I have discovered that Rome has set up herself to be like the Most High. And Rome wants to be worshipped. And that is why Rome has removed your Sabbath from the phases of the moon and have man worshiping on Saturday to dishonor Yahuwah, our Creator. I have also discovered that 2 things Rome does not want the world to know. And it is the Sabbath, the creation Sabbath, as well as the name of Yahuwah. And so we have been worshiping idols, knowingly or unknowingly, because Rome have the Greek translators removing Yahuwah's name from the Hebrew scriptures and replacing it with the title Lord God, which is the deity of the Canaanites. So I am here to enlighten us. If we hadn't known before that Lord and God are not the name of our sovereign Creator, the mighty one of Israel, So I would admonish us, I would admonish us to begin to call upon the name of Yahuwah, not Lord. Lord is a title, and it means Baal. And so no wonder why the world is in so much confusion at this time, because we have been a nation, a world of idolaters, worshiping idols, rather the idol Lord God and Jesus Christ, who is just a photograph of the Pope's son. This is not popular, but truth has never been popular. And I am here to tell us that Yahuwah does not like idolatry. Yahuwah wants his people to walk in obedience and walk according to his laws. Israel have rebelled and went into idolatry, and that is why Yahuwah allowed Columbus to come over this part of the earth which he had protected, kept safe for his people, and have brought with him idol worship. And since then, Yah's people have been led astray and have been worshiping idols, knowingly or unknowingly. And so I would admonish us to return to Yahuwah, to serve Yahuwah in spirit and in truth, as Yahusha bids us to do in John, which should be Yachaman 4, verses 22. He says that Yahuwah, his Father, seek true worshipers to worship him. I don't want to be long, but I was noticing in the book of Ezekiel, where Yah called Ezekiel to be a watchman unto the house of Israel, because Israel, for some reason, seemed to be a rebellious people, a people who love to worship idols. And so Yah was furious with Israel. And because Yah was furious with Israel, Yah sent upon them the sword, the famine. And the famine was so great that fathers would eat their son for food, and mothers their daughters for food, and vice versa. So Yah is calling us out of idolatry, because that is what we have been doing, thinking that we are worshiping the Creator, when we are worshiping the title Lord God, the deity of the Canaanite. I am going to see if I could read something for us, and see what Yah caused to happen to his own people, Israel. And if Yah caused all these things to happen to his own people, the people of his chosen, imagine what he is now doing with the other nation, with this plague, COVID and all these things that are here at this time. The plagues are here because man refused to worship and obey the laws and the statutes of Yahuwah. And this is not a popular message, and it may be blocked, but I am delivering it anyway. And it is up to the power that be to let it be heard or to continue to imprison these videos. It says, this is what the sovereign Yahuwah says. You will see Lord, because it's the translator's doing. Yeah, but I am restoring Yah's name. And there's no way I can call my sovereign creator Lord, because Lord is a title, which means Baal, and it is no greater than Mr. or Mistress. It's just a title. So we have been in idolatry. And I'm going to read this. And this is what Yah did to his own people, Israel. It says, this is what the sovereign Yahuwah says. This is Jerusalem, which I have set in the center of the nations, with countries all around her. Yet in her wickedness, she has rebelled against my laws and decrees more than the nations and country around her. She has rejected my laws and has not followed my decree. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Yahuwah says. You have been more unruly than the nations around you, and have not followed my decrees or kept my laws. You have not even conformed to the standard of the nations around you. So Israel became worse than the nations that were around them. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Yahuwah says. I myself am against you, Jerusalem, and I will afflict punishment on you in the sight of the nations, because of all your detestable idols. I will do to you what I have never done before, and will never again. Therefore, in your midst, fathers will eat their children, and children will eat their fathers. I will afflict punishment on you, and will scatter all your survivors to the wind. Therefore, as surely as I live, declares the sovereign Yahuwah, because you have defiled my sanctuary with all your vile images and detestable practices, I myself will withdraw my favor. I will not look on you with pity or spare you. It says, a third of your people will die of the plagues. Just like how plagues are killing people right now. A third will die of the plague, and a third by famine inside you, and a third will fall by the sword. And a third I will scatter to the winds and pursue with drawn sword. Then my anger will cease, and my wrath against them will subside. and I will be avenged when I have spent my wrath upon them. They will know that I am Yahuwah. They will know let's read this again. And I will avenge, and when I have spent my wrath upon them, they will know that I am Yahuwah, have spoken in my zeal. I will make you a ruin and a reproach among the nations around you in the sight of all that pass by. You will be a reproach and a taunt and a warning and an object and a horror to the nations around you when I afflict punishment on you in anger and in wrath, and I will, and with stinging rebuke, I, Yahuwah, have spoken. When I shoot at you with my deadly destruction, arrow of famine, I will shoot and destroy you. I will bring more and more famine upon you and cut off your supply of food. I will send famine and wild beasts against you, and they will leave you childless. Plagues and bloodshed will sweep through you, and I will bring the sword against you. I am Yahuwah, have spoken. So this is what Yahuwah said and did to Israel and Jerusalem. The blood of the people run like river. Famine, where fathers eat their children and children eat their fathers. Well, this is what is about to happen to the other nations now. This have already happened to Israel, and Israel have been taken into slavery and captivity because of their idols. So now is the time. Now is the time to return to Yah. Now is the time to be serious about our salvation. And what Yah has done to Israel is happening now to the other nations. I think I would like to cover where it tells us that we have been lied to. And it is my wish and my prayer that our eyes will be open and we will realize that Rome have been lying to us for over 1800 years, and especially since 1492 when Columbus came to this part of the world and invaded and enslaved Yah's people and led them astray. I want to read this for us quickly because time is always not enough. Yes, it says, Yah promised to restore Israel. Yah promised to forgive Israel's sins. And it says, therefore, behold the days, says Yahuwah. Therefore, behold the days comes, says Yahuwah, that I will that it will no more be said, as surely as Yahuwah lives, who brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But it will be said, as surely as Yahuwah, who lives, who brought the children of Israel from their protected place and from all the lands where he had driven them. For I will bring them back to their land, which I gave to their fathers. Behold, I will send for many fishers, says Yahuwah, and they will fish them, and afterward I will send many hunters, and they will hunt them from every mountain and every hill, and out of the holes of the rock. For mine eyes are on their ways, they are not hidden from my face, nor is their iniquity hidden from my eyes. But first I will repay double for their iniquity and their sin, because they have defiled my land and have filled my inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable abomination. O Yahuwah, my strength and my fortress, my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles will come to you from the ends of the earth and will say, surely our fathers have inherited nothing but lies, vanity, worthless, powerful, godless Elohim, of no use at all. Yes, we have inherited lies. We have inherited Elohim that has no use at all. Yes, but they are powerless. Therefore, behold, I will make them know. This time I will teach them my power and might, and they will know my name, says Yahuwah. Yes, Yah's people have been rebellious. Yah had punished Israel with famine and with the sword and with slavery as well. But Yahuwah is ready to restore you, Israel. But first we must reject the idols of our slave masters, and we must return to Yahuwah, our Elohim. So this is Yah's Sabbath of the 4th quarter of the moon of the 5th biblical lunar month that falls on Saturday on Rome's Gregorian calendar since July the 17th to August the 7th. Yes, it's the 4th and last Sabbath. And from now we will know that Yah's Sabbath is going to be on Monday, because the new moon will be on Monday, because the month of Ab has 30 days instead of 29. As usual, I am running out of time, but Yahuwah is calling Israel and those who cleave to Israel to return to his laws and his statutes. It says Israel, well, Yah, of course, has caused his Sabbaths to be forgotten because of Israel idolatry. Now that Yah is restoring Israel, Yahuwah is calling that Israel return to obedience. He says, but Zion, Yahuwah has forsaken, but Zion said, Yahuwah has forsaken me. Yahuwah has forgotten me. And Yahuwah is saying, can a mother forget her baby at her breast and have no compassion on her? And have no compassion on the child of her she has born? He says, though she forget, I will not forget you. See, I have engraven you on the palm of my hand. You will be, your walls are ever before me. So Yah has, oh my goodness, it's the wrong version. No wonder it sounds like this. Yes, Yah has engraven us on the palm of his hand. Let us return to Yah. Let us obey him. For to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of lambs. For if it says, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. For it says, if he be willing and obedient, yes, he shall eat the good of the land. But if he refuse and rebel, he shall be devoured with the sword. Happy Sabbath. It's the fourth and last Sabbath of the 5th biblical month that falls on Saturdays on Rome's calendar. And it is the 29th of Ab, which is the 7th of August on Rome's Gregorian calendar.